The basic progression of life here in America is you're born, you go to school, you graduate from high school, then you go to college, you get a job, you get married, you have children, you grow old to see your grandchildren grow. Then one day you're too old to work, you retire, you live out the rest of your life in leisure in your retirement. Maybe you buy a retirement home or you go on a lot of vacations. Then as you grow older, someone else takes care of you. Then eventually you pass away and you leave your property and your possessions to your children, who then will have a better life than you lived. People pursue what they think sounds good to them, the American dream, the things that they have seen. That's what they pursue. Remember King Solomon, that achieved more than most all of us will ever achieve. He had women at his disposal. He had so much gold he didn't know what to do with it. Everyone looked up to him because of his wisdom. But at the end of his life, which he didn't live long, only about 60 years, he said everything is vanity, everything is meaningless. He realized that all his achievements were adding up to nothing. If we do not surrender all our ambitions to Jesus Christ and go the way he wants us to go, everything will be for absolutely nothing. I want to read to you what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 16. If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man will come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he will reward each according to his works. We need to make sure that we are doing everything for Jesus, not for ourselves, not for our own purpose, not for the American dream. We need to make sure that what we're doing is really for the Lord. A lot of ambitious Christians, they think that they will just go out and do something for Jesus, but they've never heard from the Lord. So they go on a mission trip or they become a pastor or something like that, just by their own power, by their own authority. So they become a self-proclaimed pastor, a self-proclaimed prophet or missionary, and they do all these things that seem good in the eyes of the church, but they don't produce any good fruit. Remember that Jesus said to the Pharisees, "You travel land and sea to make disciples or proselytes, but you make them twice as much a son of hell as yourselves." If we go out with the power of our own arm, the flesh, we will make disciples who follow after us, who follow after the apostate church. But if we make disciples who follow Jesus, not us, then we will bear good fruit. And that can only happen if we are led by the Holy Spirit, if we hear him, and if we obey the things that he tells us to do. Do we have good fruit because we hear the words of Jesus, because his Holy Spirit is in us? Are we supernaturally led forward, or are we led forward by our own power, our own money, our own pleasures, by the American dream, by our ideas of what we've seen our fathers do? Many Christians, they just follow their fathers in the church, the false prophets. And because they follow what they have seen, they will never follow or be led by the Holy Spirit. Are we really led by Jesus and his Spirit of truth? Is he our only teacher? Or are we led away by the false American dream, the false American church, and by our fathers, by people that are in our family who serve themselves? Are we really denying ourselves, taking up our cross to follow Jesus every day, or are we living for ourselves? Check your own life and see if you are really bearing good fruit. May the grace of Jesus be with you.